Howdy folks, finally getting into some vehicle videos. So I've been looking forward for this a long time, so I'm pretty excited to get into this. So what I want to do is go through and do essentially a 7.3 liter series. Maybe thinking each one of these might be about a video. I'm going to try and keep the videos between 7 and 10 minutes long. That's one thing personally I kind of hate about the YouTube is, sometimes you see these videos that are like 30-40 minutes long. It's like, just trying to find the time to dedicate to watch some of those is a little much, even for me and my attention span, because there's always a lot going on. So anyway, so today I think I'm going to kind of go into this long-term owner thoughts, and this is kind of my thoughts on what I guess encompasses all that, right? So first things first is my first diesel experience. What kind of got me into wanting to, get a diesel pickup to begin with, and how that all evolved, right? And for most people, it's kind of an addiction in a way that just spirals. But anyways, with that said, in high school, I had two friends with, they happened to be 7.3 Powerstrokes, an OBS and a early 99 crew long 350 single rear wheel. And anyways, got to drive those a few times. And then when I was growing up, I also built fences for a long time. And so doing that, the company I worked for, they had some gas 454 GM trucks, medium duty, and a 1-ton dually. It was actually a stick, so that was kind of a neat thing about that pickup. But driving those, and where I grew up is high elevation relatively, at least 5,600 so feet, and I think the house I grew up in is around 8,500 feet, 8,800 feet. So, it's constant elevation, and that elevation, you do notice some of that decreased power with a gas, especially when you're towing a lot. So I'm just cruising up and down from the Denver up into the foothills all the time. Just the smooth, steady, just endless torque is with the diesel, I just found to be just thrilling. Anyway, so that was kind of my first, what got me into the diesel bit to begin with in the pickups, right? So I started thinking around 2006 that, I wanted to get a pickup. What would I want to get, right? At that time, '06, right, you just had the 6 liters, basically pretty new to the marketplace relatively. 7.3s have been there, the Duramax trucks were there, and obviously your 12 and 24 second gens were there. So, kind of my thought process on what I wanted to get. I just hate independent front suspension. It's just my personal thing. That's a video I want to make actually later about GM trucks and IFS. But anyway, so I knew I wanted a solid front axle, so that led me to the Ford or the Dodge at the time, right? And then the second gens I really did like, but the thing I hated about them was the lack of a crew cab. And at that time you did have the third gen trucks, but to me that cab on those is not a crew cab. It's pain in the ass. The seats are uncomfortable, and I don't know, I guess I'm just weird and I care about my passengers in a way. So really, that was one of the key factors that pushed me towards the Ford was, okay, solid front axle, real crew cab, and interiors at the time, definitely, I think in these trucks were far better than what you had in the Rams. So I started really honing in, okay, I know I want a 7.3 crew cab. And at the time, I was really wanting a short box, right? So that's kind of what I wanted. And whatever, when I was younger, I was like, oh, I want the one with the FX4 package, just because I thought the decal on the back was badass, And anyway, so that was then. So that's what I really started looking for, was a 02, 03 7.3 truck, just because a few updated things in the interiors from the 99, 01, 2000 trucks. you know, with the 02 and 03 trucks, you just had a couple little minor refinements. Technically, the factory power rating was a little bit more on these trucks. Definitely did not want an early 99. And so that was kind of the search, right? And so that was really that kind of purchase decision, what I was looking for. So my experience, you know, I was hunting for this truck. I looked for this truck. I think I got this back in, I got back in summer of 07. And I looked for 6 months for this truck. I test drove, I think, 3 other 7.3 trucks. And the other thing was, I didn't want a black one. I hate black. Hate it. I just freaking despise black. I mean, I turned down so many pickups whenever in vehicles over the years that I've been wanting to buy just because they were black. Anyways, my personal thing. Hate black. So, you know, I found this one. It was, I'd seen it on Craigslist, and the owner, it was original owner, had about 76,000 miles on it, and the guy had always, kind of a middle-aged gentleman, had always had it serviced at the dealership, and really just used it, you know, to drive around the highway, and he had a fifth wheel hitch in the bed. And one thing, I got this truck probably about, I think at the time it was under Blue Book by about $3,000, because the original owner, he dropped his fifth wheel off the hitch in the bed, and it bent down. I think it was that bed rail, the cap, and then slightly bent this one down right back here. Anyways, so that was kind of my purchase experience. It was really hard to find the truck. And, you know, like I said, I just kind of had the requirements. Really wanted a Lariat, 02, 03 once again, and wanted to be one owner, buy it from the original owner, and wanted something that really hadn't been beat up, which seemed to be actually hard to find even at that point in time. That was that. It turned out to be a pretty good experience buying it from the original owner. And the purchase price for this truck that I got in 07 was $21,500. So that's that. Now, to this day, I think that's a stellar deal. So, vehicle overview. So this is a 02. Well, technically, Ford would call it an 03 7.3 truck. So it's an 03 2000 or 03 F250 Lariat crew cab short box FX4 package, 4R100 373 gear ratio with an August 02 build date. Yeah, so that's the truck. And it doesn't have the 6-disc CD changer, single disc. I'm trying to think of other options. No sunroof. Gosh, there wasn't a ton of other options that these had that this one doesn't have. So that's the vehicle itself, right? Now, I guess at this point in time, would I say after owning this thing since 2007, I'm a happy owner? Absolutely. This thing, I have had it's just been good to me. It really has. And considering how much all these newer pickups are and the amount of money I've put into maintenance and repairs in this thing, I think it's been a killer deal for me, you know. It just keeps going. So, happy owner. Do I want another? Well, another one of these 7.3 trucks. I would, if I found a clean one, I would totally take one. Like, especially if I found one like in an F550 variant. Love to get my hands on one, or even maybe a crew long box or a regular cab long box. Would love to get my hands on one of those. You know, for just kind of different purposes. You know, but yes, bottom line is, would I own another one? Absolutely. So, and out of any of the vehicles I have, if I had to get rid of everything, this would be the last one, and I only got to keep one vehicle, this would be the one I'd keep. Like, that thing would go, everything else I've got would go. This would be the one I would hold on to. Absolutely. So, let's see, if I could have special ordered one of these pickups, how would I have spec'd it out? You know, at the time, like I said, I wanted a short box. Now, I absolutely hate short boxes. Yes, I know that's a problem, but that's what you get with a mega cap. So if I were to spec one of these out back in '03, I would have wanted it's pretty kind of a similar package, but honestly, I would want a Crew long box 1-ton single rear wheel with the manual transmission, and probably in that, gosh, what I think it was called Sonic Blue. It's kind of an electric blue color that I think they made in '03 and '04 trucks. And I just love that blue color. I've seen a few of those, and their 7.3s in that color were just rare as all get out. But that, and probably wouldn't have spec'd it out much differently. I love the tan leather interior on these trucks. I hate black leather. The gray leather would have been okay that they had. Anyway, so yeah, probably wouldn't have spec'd it out much differently besides color, long box, and the 1-ton rather than the 3/4. So with that said, that would be my dream. If I ever found one of those for sale that was clean, that'd be hard for me not to try and scoop it up. You know, and the diesel culture, right? You know, getting into this, it's such a, I mean, it just draws you in. You get that diesel bug and you just want to, just can't sleep. You know, you just start dreaming, not necessarily dreaming, but you start thinking about stuff day in and day out that you want to do, and you start doing some modifications. And just the fact that these, you know, pickups are so versatile, they retain their value so well, and you don't feel like you can go wrong with the investment, right? So and you know, you get all the you know, you're at the fill station and you can pretty much go up to most guys and just start chatting about things, and people come up to you and start talking about, oh, 7.3, or you know, you talking about 24 valves or 12 valves, or oh man, that thing's clean. And it's just kind of a cool thing to be around, especially, you know, back when I was living there in Colorado. You know, I'd go to the truck fest and everything, and that was just a, you know, that was a blast. And took this thing down the 1/4 mile a few times, not that setting land speed records, but you know, pretty much in stock form, it'd run about 16.3 1/4 mile. But anyways, so with that, I think I'll sum this video up. I know I'm trying to keep these shorter, so I'm at 12 minutes, but hopefully on the next one I do is going to be cost of ownership. I will try and breeze through that thing as quickly as I can, and we'll just break these down. So yeah, I guess if you guys got any questions or comments, feedback, please feel free to leave something, and we'll get some, hopefully some, I don't know, a little bit of discussion maybe in comment section. That'd be my goal with some of these videos. We'll see. Appreciate it, and everybody have a good evening. Thanks.